we're going to be taking a look at Black Friday sales because they are coming up. So, Phil, you haven't been with us for a while. Would you like to explain why Black Friday is significant for gaming?
Because silly Americans decided to try and force their spending habits on the rest of the world.
Okay, so we'll start off with the GTA trilogy. I don't know if you guys have heard about this or not. I'm sure most of you probably have. But it was taken down off of PC. Did we talk about this one last? Oh, no, we did not talk about this one last week. So, yeah, GTA on PC has been taken down because it's just been so buggy that, yeah. So it's kind of weird that they released a game so old and they just updated it and it came out and it should work. You would think so, but no, I guess they built it from the ground up and it saw all sorts of different problems that weren't presented in the original. Uh, you play GTA, right?
Mm.
Hmm.
These ones, yeah.
Okay.
Less so the more modern stuff, but yeah, used to. So you mean like San Andreas and
Yep.
what are the other ones? San Andreas. Why's my mind gone blank? Probably because I'm sleep deprived. What's the other two? San Andreas,
Vice City and just GTA
Vice
3.
City. Really? I thought there was another expansion.
Uh, no, the original three on the PS2 were GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, and then it was
Oh.
GTA 4, and then it was GTA 5. GTA 4 had expansions. They had Ballad of Gay Tony, and they have another one, or was it just the one? I'm not sure. I don't know. But yeah, I really enjoyed these games. The only thing that I really and apparently they did update some things because they said they made the controls more modern controls. I guess the old way of doing it was the firing. To shoot your gun, you had to hit square. They moved it to the triggers, so and they adapted the controls so it's got more of a modern aiming scheme and everything. But that's definitely an improvement. I was kind of hoping that they would give you the ability to swim because that was really annoying that you couldn't swim in the first two. You could swim in San Andreas, but not the first two. But I don't think they added that. But apparently, it's just glitchy and buggy, and yeah, so they botched that one. That's not good. Moving on. The only other things, yeah, I had some news about Skyrim, but I don't remember. I have Skyrim listed here as news, but I don't remember what my news about Skyrim was. Uh, oh, was it the anniversary edition? Maybe. Yeah. So they had released the anniversary edition. It's on all consoles. You can get it on PlayStation. Even though Elder Scrolls 6 looks like it's not going to be on PlayStation, but they released this one and they were saying that yeah, it's if you had the special edition, then you could get some upgrades for free. But if you did not, then you could get the anniversary edition. And yeah, they just keep re-releasing these ones. So I don't really remember what my news was for that, but I do remember this last piece of news. The last piece of news was about Halo Infinite. So Halo Infinite multiplayer came out early. It's kind of a beta right now, but you can play Halo Infinite. They originally said that the multiplayer would come after the campaign, if I remember correctly. They said the campaign will come out first and then the multiplayer come out. Well, now the multiplayer is out and the campaign isn't yet. But this is not the full multiplayer, if I understand correctly. It is a beta for it. So yeah. But some people were complaining about the battle pass because I guess in the older games, what you could do is, every time you play a match, you gain experience. Whereas here in the battle pass, this time they have specific challenges that you need to complete, and you only get experience if you complete those challenges. So progression, they say, takes a really long time because you might not be able to get some of these challenges just because some of them might be, get 5 headshots at this range with this weapon, without dying. And so just trying to do that. It's not as simple as just play the game and you progress. Now it's you have to go for very specific challenges if you want to progress. And yeah, that wasn't. A lot of people were kind of unhappy with that choice because it meant that you couldn't really play the way you wanted to play. You kind of had to play the way the game was telling you to play in order to get your progress and whatnot. But then a Redditor went out and looked through all the bundles in Halo Infinite. And Halo Infinite, the multiplayer is free, but they do offer bundles that you can buy with real world money. And some of these are for skins or gear or even paint schemes. And he did the math on all the bundles. And if you want to buy everything in the game, it's going to cost you around $1,035 US. So, yeah, apparently that seems to be the model going for. They're going for the DOA model where we're going to offer basically a free version of the game. But we're going to nickel and dime you on content that's going to be way higher than, almost what? 20 times, 50 times higher? I don't know, a lot. So 10 times, 5 times, a lot. It's going to be expensive. So, yeah, about 500% more or so than you would have paid for the game. So if you want to unlock everything in the game, it's going to cost you a little over $1,000. Now, obviously, you don't need to have everything. A lot of these are paint jobs and stuff like that. And if you don't want your Spartan to be blue, then well, you don't have to buy blue. So if you really want to customize your character, then and you know exactly what you want, you're saving money. But if you're the kind of person who likes to collect everything, sorry, you're gonna have some yeah, your wallet's gonna be hurting talking about sales. So make good use of these sales this week because you're gonna need them for this sort of content. Had you seen anything in the news recently that you wanted to talk about, or?
I was just reading up on what you're talking about GTA Definitive Edition, and I was just doing a little bit of research, and I came on Eurogamer, and the guy who's reading this, he goes into all of the technical stuff, which I'm just like, okay, I've heard of some of these ideas. He said Nintendo Switch apparently is arguably worse than just playing it on the PS2 original. It says higher resolution loses higher resolution art, motion blur, shadow under point lights, blah 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 blah. Draw distance is reined in, and he says it means that nothing looks connected to the ground when you're playing on the Switch. And with that in mind, it could be arguable that the PS2 version looks better, where at least there was like a shadow which tried to kind of like fade the characters into the floor rather than them just looking like everything is raising high. And low resolutions in the low 20s and incorrect frame pacing if you do hit 30 FPS. So it sounds like they've got some serious problems there.
Yeah, I mean that's on Switch, so that's yeah, Switch is way more powerful than a PlayStation. Switch is more powerful than the PlayStation Vita, and the PlayStation Vita was playing PS3 games, so there's no excuse. But yeah, like the game's just glitchy. I mean, like I said, on the PC, they had to take it off the store, so you can't even buy it. I mean, that's what PlayStation did with Cyberpunk 2077. So I mean, that gives you an idea of how bad it's got to be. Where they're pulling the Cyberpunk move of just taking the game down entirely. Which, yeah, it's not even like, we're gonna patch it. It's just like, sorry, we're sorry, we'll take it back with us. We'll take it home. I'll take my toys home.
Which is you just don't really expect it from Rockstar. It's kind of
Oh,
disappointing. And what do they do? What is the next step? Do you go back and go through the process of trying to clear it all up and spend all the extra time to get it sorted, or at which stage do you just say no, this it is what it is? You know.
I'm sure they're trying to fix it.
I mean, by
But
the
yeah,
sounds of it, across all the platforms, there are major issues. You know, what's going to be the stage at which they go, no, this is what it is now. This is we're happy with this. It's a
working
tough
as
one. It's
intended.
a tough one. Yeah, because how much are you going to make from it? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how much they're gonna make, which is a shame too, because I mean they were great games, but they were dated.
In their
But
time.
they're still. I mean, San Andreas is still fun now. if you've played it.
But I mean, like I said, I've said this before. I can download that on my phone though. I can pay
Yes,
like
exactly. You
two or
can
three
download this on
pound
your
via
phone
my
and it
phone.
works just fine. How does this not work on a Switch? But yeah, those are the ported originals. This one, I mean, I don't know. Was this? Do you know if Rockstar made this game themselves, or if they kind of licensed it out to somebody else to do it because they had already done it? Was the definitive edition done in house, or was it they just kind of gave it to somebody else? And kind of like Blue Point does that a lot, where they take a game that somebody else has made, like for instance Shadow of the Colossus, and then they remake it. But then, so did they do that, or did they do it themselves? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But the guy who's coming in here just says like it's so fundamentally flawed from the base level. Um, the amount of critical issues he has with everything. I'm not sure. I'm not sure
He's just a
what
hater.
their future is. I don't know.
Mm.
Hmm.